Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we have a very interesting lore update it seems. Only 2 days ago did we speak about lore updates for Cathay in the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay series, specifically in the recent book that released this year, Altdorf Crown of the Empire, and it seems that it's not just Cathay which received some lore updates. Something that was very surprising as I read through the PDF is some updates to Araby. Now, some of these updates are very minor, only going for stuff associated for Araby, but there's also some stuff which is actually really interesting. We're going to discuss this because, yeah, you know, this is something quite big. Araby hasn't received lore updates in a long time, so them getting something in 2021 is rather cool. First, we have reference to the Crusades in Araby. This is more in regards to the Knights of the Everlasting Light, which goes as follows. Originally founded during the Crusades to Araby, the present-day Knights of the Everlasting Light champion justice within the Empire. A peculiar curse afflicts the Templars, attributed to an atrocity they engaged in against the citizens of Al-Haik. Ever since that historical incident, the Knights have been prone to freak accidents and mishaps. Equipment malfunctions are so common that regiments of the Knights have been known to fight only partially armored. Not a lot of information here other than we know that the Knights of the Everlasting Light committed some atrocity, and the curses of Araby must be very powerful if they're still active hundreds of years to this day, basically. It's likely that they performed some sort of genocide against the citizens of Al-Haik, as a lot of the different crusaders went to Araby for ulterior motives. It wasn't just all to liberate the country, but some of them went purely just because of a war and to sack any valuable goods. This next one we already know about, so we don't have to discuss it too much, but the Knights Panther were indeed formed because of the Great Crusades against Araby, and again, it says that they are arrayed in furs of great cats from the Southlands. Once again, we can expect these cats to be fully canon, so if we ever see any representation of Araby in Total War or anything else, you know, panthers, leopards, stuff like that, we can expect them. This next one is incredibly minor, but it mentions Arabian Zedonks, which are a strange animal. You can see them on screen right now. It's a mix of a zebra and a donkey because, yeah, why not? But the reason why this is important to discuss is because it looks like they're trying to flesh out Araby in a very minor sense by adding in some animals and so on, references here and there. Keep in mind that this book is focused on Altdorf itself, the capital of the empire. So the fact that they're establishing more Arabian stuff, which by the way they're still calling it Arabian, it's honestly rather interesting, as maybe they've got plans to flesh out the lore in later supplement books for 4th edition Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, which is indeed canon. I can't stress this enough. Remember that everything has to kind of be approved by Games Workshop, so this type of small updates is actually rather important. This next one is also just very minor, but still important to discuss, the fact that spices from Araby are a special luxury good once again. It's just further cementing them in lore. Yeah, it's nothing too big, but then again, every country in Warhammer kind of has their own special luxury goods, and you can see through this quote. But this next one, we actually have something rather important. The quote goes as follows. Zucker is trying to put together a deal so that he can get rid of some goods which found their way from Araby. Part of the haul is a golden statue of a cat-headed goddess. The characters are exactly the people he needs to connect with a potential buyer. He gives them the cat-headed icon as an example of the merchandise. Unfortunately, this icon inexplicably and irresistibly attracts every cat in the district. So this is really curious for a number of reasons. The fact of the matter is that obviously Araby's pantheon has changed over the years, and it's referencing a religious lore update that they had a while back which links them more to the Nehakaran gods. Of course, this does make sense as Nehakara and Araby are so close together and they have been warring for many years. This is very easy enough to have religion kind of influence in different cultures. The goddess in question is likely Bath. She is the goddess of cats, grace and love, and is often depicted with a cat's head. So it's one of those typical Warhammer fantasy, not Egyptian gods, but they're clearly Egyptian gods. I understand that this isn't too many changes, or really no changes whatsoever, just minor updates, but the fact of the matter is Araby is receiving some basic lore updates on something focused around Altdorf. Like I said, very later lore in Araby started pointing them to worship of the Nehekaran gods, and gods of other different cultures too. It's a very strange thing, but the idea was that they had different types of people worshipping different types of deities. Again, minor changes, but this does prove that Araby is still canon despite some people randomly claiming that it's no longer canon anymore. And clearly Games Workshop haven't abandoned the idea of Araby potentially getting big lore updates in the future if they're still getting updates now. Hopefully this does mean that they will get some sort of updates in future books and so on, though it leaves me to question as to why Creative Assembly are saying no Araby for Total War Warhammer in general. It's been a few times that they've said that it's not going to happen, or better yet said they've got no current plans, but if it's still canon, and this clearly proves it's canon, I don't know why they're so against it. Hopefully this will lead to Creative Assembly at least reconsidering it, as, well, a lot of us do want Araby for a multitude of reasons. They're an interesting race and culture in the Warhammer Fantasy universe, and I honestly do think they deserve some sort of DLC. A race pack would be lovely to add some more variety to different races and factions, and just some new type of playstyle. But with all that being said, what do you think about this? It's very curious that Araby has received some sort of lore updates, especially now in 2021, since it's been quite a fair bit of time. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and let's start a bit of a discussion. Apologies if I sound a bit tired, it's just I'm in day 2 of the construction of the room. Yesterday was about 14 hours or so of manual labor, because I'm pretty much doing this solo. Yeah, not fun. But I'll share updates as soon as it's done and we can get some painting streams sorted, so that's going to be cool. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.